So you want to dive into the world of content creation and live streaming, but you don't know where to begin. You don't know where to stream, how to stream, or what to stream. But before you get into those questions, you need to ask yourself one specific, very important question. What software do I want to go with? Stream Elements OBS, OBS Studio, Streamlabs OBS, XSplit, or Lightstream for our console users. I don't know very much about Lightstream or XSplit, so I am not going to cover those. I've used them in the past, and I did not like them. They were too... XSplit for me was a little too jumpy. It didn't render right, nor did it do the job it was intended to do. And Lightstream, it's more so for the console players that do not have a streaming type PC. So without further ado, I'm going to cover just the basics such as Streamlabs OBS and OBS Studio. And I'm going to show basically where to get started in everything. And as well as how to capture your game without a capture card. So without further ado, let's go ahead and transition on over to So your first question is, where do I go for each of these items? Stream Elements has the OBS plugin, and you'll create either a Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook account, and you will log in with your credentials. Same thing with Streamlabs. Trust me, you will want to download Streamlabs OBS if it is your preferred method. And for me, like I said, I use OBS Studio, which is my preferred method of streaming. Choose your setup, go through the install, and follow along. With Stream Elements, though, they do have an OBS plugin, and it's extremely similar to OBS Studio. So we jump into the question. I have OBS or Streamlabs OBS installed, but where do I begin? Let's cover Streamlabs OBS real quick, okay? So when you jump in, these are all the other scenes that I've used in the past. When you jump in, your stuff's going to look like this. And you have, I'm going to delete that just so that you follow. And you have no way of knowing what is what. Now you can see the microphone over there moving and kind of peaking because this one does not have a noise gate or a filter or anything like that. And I'm using a voice meter for things like little sounds like that. That way it can kind of enhance my stream a little. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and let's give it a display capture where you add a new source and such like this. But I kind of jumped ahead. You're gonna need a scene first and foremost. Now you could have, you know, multiple different items such as a starting soon scene or just chatting, such as right here. And my camera is in use on OBS, so you're not going to be able to see it. But right here, this is my just chatting on Streamlabs OBS. For right now, we're going to cover on just the basics. So you'll add a new scene. You'll name it whatever you want. Whatever you want. And you can provide it the spaces. That way, if you need to create something extremely similar, it's very easy to identify. For your sources, like I said, we're just going to start with the basics. So we're going to go here. We're going to go display capture. Now, because I have 4 monitors, you're going to see it kind of bounce around a little bit before I find the correct one. For display capture, though, this is just capturing everything right here. And this is what I'm using on the OBS that I stream with, where everything's already set up, everything's in place, and everything like that. I'm going to add source, and from here, because I have the display capture on here, it's automatically going to go to the default source. So we're going to say add source, and depending on how many monitors you have, this is my center monitor, it is my default, it is display 1. Display 2 is on the left, display 3 is on the top, and display 4 is to my right, where you see I am recording on OBS and where I have my chats popped out. I will dive into all of that and my more intermediate and advanced tips and tricks on streaming. But for right now, we're just going to cover the basics. So for your display capture, just let's say you just have the one monitor. All right, so display capture here and click done. This is as basic and bare bones as you need to get. Before you hit this go live button right here, you need to identify where your stream is going. Are you going to Twitch? Are you going to YouTube, Facebook? Are you restreaming? Are you going to a different area like that? And I'll even show you more on OBS. For Streamlabs, it has the ability to do custom server. And the one thing people always forget, this is where if you're using a custom server in your settings, your RTMP and your stream key will be right here. But if you are using Twitch, I would highly recommend keeping recommended on here. And your stream key, you'll find that within your channel settings. One thing a lot of people always forget, and this is from years of experience and years of trials and errors with different internet providers that do not understand the realm of upload speed, is your output. Your bit rate. People want to put that at 10,000 kbs or kilobytes per second. Do not exceed the max of the site. And more importantly, you need to understand what your upload speed is. I recommend doing a speed test at speedtest.net in order to find out what your upload speed is. If you have an upload speed of 9.5 or higher, you can push out a decent stream. If not, you will need to adjust your bit rate a little bit differently so that you can push a stream out. And keep in mind, if you are not on an unlimited plan, you will find issues are going to become very, very, very relevant in your journey in content creation for the live streaming. Now for YouTube, it's different because all you can do is just click the record down here, and I'll show you on OBS as well. Click the record and go. But for here, this is how I have my Streamlabs. I will show you I'll show you OBS in a second. Sorry, I almost said Stream Elements. I'll show you my OBS settings, what I use, how I have everything set, the reason why I have it at 4500, etc. You want to be sure that you do not output to the same, because if you have people who are on mobile, and this is the reason, big importance for your output as well. Keep the mobile viewers in mind, because a lot of them use their data. Even though they're like, oh, I have an unlimited plan. Most do not check it. But when it comes to your streaming and it comes to your upload, you need to ensure what your upload speed is so that your bit rate can max. Your video, your base canvas, which is 1920 by 1080, which is this monitor's display right here. It's so lovely. And then your output, you want it scaled down one less. Well, I say one less, and there's, all right, so technically 3 less within the output scales. But you want it 1280 by 720. It will give you that best visualization on mobile, tablet, and on desktop. For your hotkeys, this is more for if you have an XLR, or Go XLR, a Stream Deck, which I do have, or, a secondary keyboard. You can hotkey anything you want in here. Completely fine. Advanced, don't need to worry about too much of this unless you are a coder, then you understand everything as well. I am not a coder. Notifications, obviously, if you want notifications on, that way you could thank people for a follow or sub or cheering via bits, or if depending on where you're at, wherever. That is your baseline. And then once you figure out where you want to push your stream, if you are on desktop and a desktop streamer, this is all you need right here. This dock right here. Mess around with, you know, studio mode, or go here. You can put a mini feed for your chat here. You can dock that, such as, let's see, editor, chat. Nope. Okay. Delete. Add tab. You put whatever you want here and drag it here. And I'll show you OBS as to how I have my thing set up, which helps me in the best realm of scope in the best way possible. But for the most part, that's all you need. This right here is baseline of what you need. Now, on to the more advanced one, OBS Studio. But you said there was also Stream Elements, right? Yes, Stream Elements has the same integrated features as OBS, but it's just user-friendly. For OBS Studio, just like I mentioned over on the Streamlabs OBS just now, you're going to want to instantly get a display capture. Name it whatever you want, and this will pop up. Just like I had said before, 4 monitors, left, center, right, and top. I know, that's a mess. But right here is all you need to worry about. And on your settings, this is where you get into the nitty-gritty. Just like I had said, your stream where you want and where you are pushing it to. Now, remember how I said I'd show you a lot more? Depending on where you want your stream to go, depending on the type of streamer you want to be, this is where you will push your stream to. And yes, some of these are adult sites, others are different, such as DLive or Facebook or Glimish or Twitch. They even have Periscope, which is Twitter. No matter where you're pushing your stuff out to, you will always need an account in order to do so. Go to that site and create your account. Output, I have mine on OBS set at 5,000. That way it's not at max on the most sites, but I'm able to push it out. And because of the way that I am streaming, it's a little different. Video, same thing, 1280 by 720 on your output, 1920 by 1080 on your base. And for your advanced, don't need to worry about any of this. For the most part, you need to worry about where your stream service is and what your output, your bit rate will be. I'm gonna hold right here. This way you can take a look at everything. I'm gonna go to recording, audio, and replay buffer, so that if you have the same stuff that I do, it can help you push it out as clean and crisp as possible. Recording, I have audio track 2 enabled, which is your main, or I'm sorry, 1 enabled, which is your main, MKV. Audio, I don't mess with any of the audio bitrate. If you do, it's gonna screw up a lot of stuff. And your replay buffer, don't even worry about that. So you have everything set and you want to start streaming, but you stream to console. Now, depending if you have PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo Switch or whatever, you are going to want to grab game capture. You are going to want to find that specific item, no matter where it's at. If you're using the Xbox console companion app, I highly recommend you go through it and understand where all your stuff is. You're going to want to go to your settings. Let me load this up. You're going to want to go to your console settings right here. Add a device on your console. Okay. You're going to go to you're going to hit the guide. You're going to go all the way to the right. You're going to go to settings. You're going to go to network. From there, you're going to go to advanced network. You're going to input your IP address into that application where it says add device there. Once that is done, You're going to see where it says connect, whatever this is. And yes, these are my online friends right now. Once your device is connected, I'm not going to show you mine because I've had people try to hack me in the past. This is where I take safety over everything. You're going to connect to your device, and from there, you are not going to minimize this. Whenever you have your device here, you're going to click Start Stream. Once you do this, you're going to click Specific Window. You are going to capture that right there. Whenever capture specific item. When this blows up to full screen, bring your mouse up to here, go to Cascade, and then minimize. I know I just told you not to minimize it, right? But if you minimize it like that while it's in full, it will not render the correct item. So, with that being said, once you cascade it, and it will come down a little bit, you then minimize. And then you start stream. From there, you need to ask yourself a very, very, very important question. What type of streamer do I want to be? Do I want to be an FPS shooter type streamer? Do I want to be a variety streamer? Do I want to be just somebody who chats all day, every day, and everything? Do I want to be a YouTuber? Do I want to be a simulation streamer? Or do I want to be, you know, somebody who's doing it for the fun of it? Me, I'm doing it because I enjoy it. I'm doing it because I love it. I'm doing it because it's something that allows me to be able to express myself as the only way I know possible. I am the sheer definition of a variety content creator. I do tutorial videos. I do wood burning. I play FPS games. I play MMORPGs. I play RPGs. I play strategy. I play simulation. Whether that's Division 2 or going on your rope in Destiny 2. Or if I'm, tending to a farm on Farming Simulator 19. Yes, keep the jokes, please. Or if I need to rebuild humanity or in a world apart, excuse me. Or if I'm expressing my artistic talent by doing wood burning. Or if I want to just hang out in chat. The choice is really up to you whenever it comes to content creation and what you want to be. Understand the different parameters of everything there is whenever it comes into this world. And always, and I cannot stress this enough, and I will touch on this, read over every agreement you can. Kitty! Every agreement you can. Every single terms of service that you see before you click agree. It will save you a lot of heartache, it will save you a lot of headache, and it will save you a lot of grief in the long run. I will touch on that on a later video. This way, people have that understanding whenever it comes to the different aspects of streaming. If there are any questions you have for me, please let me know in the comments below. Follow me on all my social media, as well as wherever I stream. And I do not just stream to Twitch. I'm on multiple different sites. My link will be below. And I know, she's crazy. My link will be below in the description as well. If you're curious where it is, or curious what it is, allmylinks.com/marine veteran. Other than that, guys, I will see y'all later. And as always, stay in that undefeated mindset.